Warning! The following audio may contain coarse language and other material that may not be suitable for a younger audience. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, we may spoil anything and everything, so you have been warned.
Okay,
Are you ready yet?
Everybody recording.
Okay, now we're recording. Who's fucking hosting?
Jeanne is hosting. Jeanne is
You
hosting.
mean I'm
introducing.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
What?
Oh.
Tristan!
Oh no! This is the very first time Tristan's introducing me in the J-Taku episode.
Alright.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. That will be exciting. I'm already 5 minutes in, by the way.
Yeah, I'm like 440 or something like that.
Okay, you want an intro?
Hang on.
You sure?
Yes.
I don't feel the hype in this, man.
You don't need to.
Okay, let's hear it. Jeannie JJ for life.
Shut the fuck up, Jeanne.
It's better being the.
Greetings, gentle viewers. My name is Arkada, and welcome to J-Taku. For today we have a very special episode. An episode to end all episodes. With me today is Jeanne from Anime Appraisal.
Hello, everybody, and good evening. How are you?
We have Sooin.
From SICnanigans.
Yes, SICnanigans. I thought that was it, but I couldn't remember how to pronounce SICnanigans.
Right.
School Days is a piece of shit.
Keep going.
And finally we have the Jimmy JJ.
Yeah.
From Nainu.
Nobody. Anime Editorial.
No.
Damn it.
I know it.
No. It's X disturbed Jimmy.
So there we go. The intro is done. Jimmy, my main man.
If you want to find us channel, it's actually youtube.com/user/xdisturbedjimmy.
that's not.
I need to say something before we begin.
Okay.
That, Jimmy, it is such an honor to finally do a podcast with you.
As it is to do a podcast with you, Jeanne.
I am a little nervous and a little excited at the same time because today is today.
So, Jimmy.
Yeah? Yes?
I heard an interesting rumor about 5 minutes ago. Well, not 5 minutes ago. About a couple minutes ago. I heard that you like School Days.
Not only do I like School Days, I think School Days is a masterpiece. I think School Days is by far one of the smartest and most properly constructed anti-comedic / in-depth deconstructions of the harem genre in anime to date.
Okay, so before we go on,
I wish you could see my face right now.
Yeah. So let's clean the tension a little bit.
Okay, this is basically the Rocks versus the
I'm
Jays.
sure that everybody knows by now that Tristan hates School Days.
Yep.
I like School Days, and it happens to be my guilty pleasure. But for those people that don't know anything about School Days, I will let you know that it is a 12-episode anime series that aired in about 2006, was it?
Something like
that.
that.
No, 2007.
2007.
And it is basically a drama / harem series. So take that as you will. Let's go on. Okay. Jimmy, why don't you continue on?
What an amazing segue.
Yeah.
The
Jimmy, why don't you continue?
thing about School Days, it's okay, let's be honest with ourselves here. School Days, in and of itself, is a series that, if looked on the surface, will be very, very easy to hate. Because School Days is adapted from a visual novel.
Yes.
Called, of the same name.
It's called School Days, yes. I've played it.
And it's meant to be, what the visual novel is meant to be is basically the by the numbers visual novel where, you can have bad endings, good endings, crazy fuckery endings.
Right.
Like, loads of different things can happen.
Not necessarily true. The majority of the endings in School Days are bad endings.
Yeah, all
that
bad
is
endings.
The majority of them. That's kind of its point. School Days was meant to be kind of something that, because most visual novels, you have your girls, and every girl has a good ending, and maybe a bad ending, maybe, and then there's probably a harem ending because that's like popular, and then there might be a true ending depending on who the hell's writing it.
Yeah.
But School Days has a shit ton of bad endings, and only like one or two quote good endings, and by good endings I mean nobody dies.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Wait, are we talking about we're talking about the visual novel?
The
No,
original.
let me tell you the
I
the
own
ending.
this.
The ending I got when I first finished School Days was the train endings. Like, I got the ending where Kotonoha gets pushed off a railroad platform. Oh, by the way, people, there are going to be spoilers. So if you haven't seen School Days,
I was gonna say spoiler
if you haven't
alerts for
seen
real.
School Days, Tristan will tell you not to. I will say hell yes, you should.
No, you shouldn't.
Tristan will say that it is the biggest waste of time
Jimmy,
ever.
No, Jimmy, here's the thing with my recommendations versus your recommendations. I understand that you're telling people to watch it because it's a nice deconstruction in the harem genre.
Yes.
Okay, I get that. I'm telling people not to watch it because as a piece of entertainment, it is freaking horrible.
That is so entertaining.
Until the last 15 minutes of the final episode, from an entertainment standpoint, that show is freaking horrible.
The thing about it though is how can I put this? It's literally like every harem series. It's always like, okay, this guy has a bunch of girls who like him. Does he take advantage of this? No, he just talks to them and he keeps his eyes set on one particular girl.
And acts stupid. Like he doesn't know.
Like he doesn't know. Makoto?
No, acting stupid is one thing, but having repercussions is another. He has none of that whatsoever.
What do you mean he has no repercussions? Have you
what do you
seen
mean by
the last 15
repercussions?
minutes of the series?
Yeah,
with
that
the
is
exception of the fact that he actually does.
repercussion.
It's the point that he continues to do what he does under the assumption that there are no repercussions. He doesn't care what he does to anybody. Yeah, he gets his comeuppance.
That's what 90% of real men would do. Loads of actual men would actually... Okay, I know this is
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I'm not you.
I'm sorry.
I would not do that shit.
No, Jimmy is telling the truth.
Like,
it's
I know
realistic.
a lot of guys. There are.
So wait, Jeanne, are you saying your boyfriend would go off and sleep with a bunch of other women?
Of course not. What I'm saying is, it's an exaggerated form of what does happen in our society, where people just sleep around without a care. Everything is just casual.
Yes.
That is what it is in this society, and it's a bit exaggerated with one guy, but I'm sure there's been that one popular guy in high school that got all the fucking pussy he wanted.
I would know. I was best friends with him.
There you go. I mean, I get not that I know of anybody that this has happened to.
You totally know.
No, all I know is Makoto from School Days. I don't know any real people.
Oh yeah, Jimmy, you want to tell them the meaning of Makoto?
There's a running joke in School Days that all the characters have either a weird name or a name of a Japanese prime minister. Makoto's name is actually meant to be... Makoto's kanji, it means truth or fidelity.
Which is the biggest piece of irony in the entire show.
God. I'll give them points for doing that, but...
it is hilarious.
Oh my god. The entire cast is despicable. They are...
Okay.
All right. Whatsoever.
Let's now break down School Days. Okay. Tristan and Sooin. Fucking just break it down right now. Go ahead.
What do you mean by break it down?
It's your time. Just, what do you fucking hate about School Days? Just go at it.
Okay, the reason that I don't like School Days is because, yes, it is... You are taking a stereotype of a high school male and you're fucking ramping it up. The reason I hate it is because of how I believe inaccurate it is. I know there probably is some guy out there like him. Because of the infinite reality of the universe, there has to be someone that's at least exactly like him in some way, shape, or form. But what I don't like is just how it's handled.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Okay. What I mean is, it's how it's handled is that he does whatever the hell. And with the exception of him getting stabbed at the end of the series, most of the girls seem fine with it.
Right.
You see, okay, here's where School Days is brilliant in what it's trying to do. And this is going to sound pretty weird. Look at the idea of what an anime girl is.
Yes.
Anime females are not
innocent.
Let me explain this. Anime females are not humans. They are children with adult female bodies. And all of them usually revolve around this one dunce of a guy who can't even wrap his head around the fact that all of these women want the D.
I would like you to clarify the fact that you were talking about anime women in harem anime and not all anime in general.
Yes.
In harem anime.
Because otherwise, like, characters like Revi and Holo and the Major would like to have a word with you.
Definitely. So, like, in that term, like, women in harem anime usually have this, you know, idea of, oh, she's moe, she's hot, and she's in love with me, but I'm not gonna do anything because she's pure. Makoto doesn't think that way. Makoto thinks in the short term, he's like, I can get what I want from all of these women. Makoto is literally a real life man, a real life dude, taken from, you know, put in the setting of a high school harem anime. And
No, do you know the other thing that I don't like? I don't think it's actually as bad as you think. What I think it is not so much that he's sleeping around with all these women because he's trying to play them. I think he just doesn't seem to know what the hell he's doing.
yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of the time he's just like, okay, no, I really want to go out with Kotonoha. I am now going out with Kotonoha. It's not as great as I thought it was going to be, but Sakai wants to fuck me. So we're going to keep doing that because, you know, I like having sex with her.
Exactly.
But I also like the fact that Kotonoha is smoking hot. So I don't want to stop being her boyfriend, but I still want to have sex with Sakai. Oh, and now Sakai's friend wants to have sex with me. Well, as long as nobody else finds out, I think this is okay? I don't know. I like just to have sex.
Like, the thing is, it shows slowly what the... Okay, at the beginning of every harem anime, the main character is who... If a main character likes, you know... Everyone has this idea of first girl shown is the last girl won. Like, that's usually the idea in harem anime. First girl shown is the last girl won. So
Not
it's
necessarily
like,
true, but for the most part, you're correct, but it's not an exact
it's not
science.
always, but that's usually what happens. So, like...
Okay.
What usually Kotonoha was meant to be the first girl shown, and the idea of the first girl shown, which is Kotonoha, is that the main character wants that girl for a certain reason, and unlike most other harem anime, he gets with her and he gets what he wants from her. But it's like, now there are loads of these other girls, wow, and they actually seem to be interested, wow, I can get me some of that. I can actually get around. And it's like, a normal harem anime character would just be like, oh, you know, they like me. Let's get into shenanigans where I don't do anything with them, but they happen to express...
Is this a sign of my username?
Yeah,
Jimmy?
I was about to say.
Let's get into let's get into shenanigans where we have a beach episode. I get to see all of their smoking hot bodies and I touch none of them. Or let's get into a situation where I see the tsundere in her underwear and she beats the shit out of me. Or let's
You know why that exists, though, right?
Why does it exist, Tristan?
Those exist because if they have characters that have any sort of, like, physical interaction besides, like, holding hands, if they... Even kissing is, like, something that rarely happens. But if they go, like, beyond that to actual sexual stuff, then it becomes hentai and it can't get done on primetime TV, which means they don't get funding, which means it doesn't exist.
Yeah, which is the idea. Like, the thing is, a deconstruction is meant to take I know before I start using the word a lot, I just want to make sure everyone is on the same page when I use the word deconstruction. A deconstruction is when you take a genre or a type of media,
Yes.
and take the parts that are taken for granted, the fictional parts where everyone is meant to turn their brain off and it's like, oh yeah, Goku's gonna survive a Kamehameha shot to his chest because, you know, it's fictional. Like, he can do that. Or like destroying a whole city that can be rebuilt because, you know, it's an anime. Mm-hmm. When you take those kinds of things and apply them to what might happen in real world. Okay,
Right, it's mispreconception.
Yeah,
It's taking the fantasy elements of genre and fiction and turning it into a real world scenario where shit like that can't happen.
Yes.
It's basically what it is. See Madoka Magica.
Yeah, and or like this is my
Madoka Magica, I wouldn't really call it a deconstruction, though. I call it
my uncle who spends a lot of time studying writing and literature. He told me the easiest example is in Dungeons and Dragons, when a mage is able to literally just create there's an ability that they have to create food. like to manifest food. Now you see, in Dungeons and Dragons, that's just to keep the party alive. But if you are able to take that and make it something real, you could actually make it so that, what happens? The mages are in control of all society because they are where food comes from. Or all the mages have been enslaved by the king to make food. Or they are now like the people who you have to strive to be or strive to please because they control how well you can live. So it's like, you take something so overlooked and, easily forgotten and make it like the central focus by placing it in a realistic setting. Which is why all of the little inconsistencies in School Days are exactly things just like that, like the deconstructed elements. Makoto being the airheaded kid who actually wants sex is meant to mean that an actual high school kid, when faced with a bunch of girls, he would actually want to fuck all these girls who are into him. The reason a lot of guys in real life don't fuck every girl they see is because not every girl is into them. Not every girl wants to fuck every guy. So basically, when you're in a harem anime and literally all of the girls in the harem want this one dude is going to take advantage of that and get what he wants. This is why people see Makoto as a horrible person, because he's literally just acting on his instincts and acting on his desires.
So you're saying that every guy that exists wants to have sex with every girl that he sees?
No. I mean...
But yes, Makoto is a horrible character, yes, we know that. But one of my main issues is, like, the females itself.
Okay, and I knew you were going to say that, but before I cut you off. Sorry.
Shut up, Jeanne. Soon go.
Like, cause if it's like, it's literally like the women in the worst scenario.
But it's realistic. It does happen.
No, it is not realistic. It is not realistic. Women do not want.
Perfect example. Kotonoha. Perfect example. There are girls like them out there that don't want to lose the guy that they've been wanting to be with forever and shy away from the situation.
Kotonoha didn't want to be with him forever. She only started thinking about him when he asked her out.
But really started to like him and really wanted to be with him and then saw what he was doing. And what does she do? Become submissive. And girls are submissive. There are submissive and passive girls out there that don't take any control in what men do and let men become like the dominant part of everything. It is relevant in society, just like how Makoto is relevant in society. I'm sorry that they took the genders of male and female and stereotyped it so strongly, but it's just that it is there. The
thing is, they stereotype them so strongly to make every single part of School Days is like constructed to be that way though. It's meant to be cartoony to the proportion of, oh my god, what is going on here? But then they built it up that way because they're trying to make a point. The cartoony nature of how nobody fucks in harem anime becomes just as cartoony when everybody's fucking. It's kind of like both deconstructing and flipping the coin of fiction. It's really I know not everyone can like understand it and enjoy it on that level.
You know what it is? It's because, Jimmy, agree with me or not agree with me, it's because it's realistic in a sense and because it's a deconstruction in the sense that no one predicts it in anime when they want to watch it. So it's just a completely 360-degree turn.
You haven't watched much hentai, have you?
No, that's the thing.
But that's a different discussion. Okay. We're talking School Days.
Yes, we are. But Jimmy, you haven't answered the question that I brought up earlier. From an analytical standpoint, maybe a scholarly standpoint, I admit that School Days has merits. From an entertainment standpoint...
You see, from the entertainment standpoint, this is where I will tell every Evangelion fan that their series is shit. Because
Except Evangelion at least has balls-to-the-wall awesome action scenes for 1995.
In terms of a technical standpoint, like, School Days is pretty bad.
Even the animation in School Days is not that great.
It has bad dialogue, it has bad follow-up, it has bad animation, it has bad... design has bad everything, pretty much.
I will say that. I agree.
Well, it's not so much bad. I won't go that far, but it's very, very average.
Well, here's the thing. I agree with Sooin that there really is not much dialogue to go with the show. The characters really don't have any personality whatsoever, and the animation, what animation?
So basically, it's like the only reason to watch
Right.
this show, from what I'm getting so far out of this conversation that we've had, is because it's a deconstruction of the harem genre.
That is probably Jimmy's reason.
I've seen people recommending School Days just because it's a reflection on modern
That
society.
or because they're trolling.
Yeah, no. The majority of people I've seen suggest School Days. They're just trolling because they know it's not that great. It's like
Right.
it's almost as recommended as saying,
Boku no
"Hey
Pico.
Jeanne, you should go watch Boku no Pico."
Yeah.
Yeah, G, go watch Boku no Pico.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen Boku no Pico?
Okay.
I fucking love Boku no Pico.
Don't start that nonsense, Gene. It worked once, it won't work again. Stop it.
Okay. But, yeah, that's really it.
So, how about someone reviews Boku no Pico?
People do...
No.
I would agree with that. People either like it because it is a deconstruction of the harem genre, or because they can see the relevance in modern society.
And also for the shock factor. I think a lot of people just like it for the shock factor.
Yeah.
Also, let's face it, that ending was amazing.
The ending, okay, Jimmy, I will agree. The
Okay.
ending was the only good part of the show, but
this is why I
as
said
good
no.
as that ending was, I still don't think it's worth actually watching all 12 episodes to get to that last bit.
I don't
It
know,
is
'cause
not worth it.
No, if School Days
At
didn't
all.
have the ending, I would still call it like a realistic deconstruction. But that ending is what pushed it to.
Yes, it is so realistic when someone with a kitchen knife just goes up to their former boyfriend, cuts
So
their head
not
off, goes
realistic.
on a
So-
boat, and
That's the
says,
thing I don't get,
"We'll be
because
together."
you look at her reasonings. Why does she decide to shove a knife through his chest? Because he's cheating on her. How often does this happen in real life? I'm not saying that it doesn't happen.
Because if you're gonna say that's
Right.
real life, then the ending is something that's never gonna happen.
Generally, I've seen that the only time one party of a relationship actually kills the other party of the relationship is usually because there is some threat of violence
And
at
drug
some point in
abuse
time.
and
Or drunks,
whatnot.
or
Yeah.
or substance abuse. If you want to get to
Right.
that, that's cool. But they had no substance abuse. It was a pure emotional thing.
Yeah.
She found out he was cheating on her, so she decided to kill her.
Alright, can I say something right now?
No, but go ahead anyway.
I fucking hated the ending of School Days.
What?
So wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Wait,
You like School Days. You think it's your
wait.
guilty pleasure. But the best
Wait.
part of it, the ending, you hate.
Wait, Gene.
Gene,
Wait, Gene.
Gene,
Wait,
Gene.
what?
Gene?
Gene!
Wait, okay, Gene.
Make up your mind.
Gene.
Wait. Hang on. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, you did, Sooin. Jeanne, how about we all come down, and just so I know that I'm not hallucinating here, can you repeat yourself? Just for the record.
I really did not like the ending of School Days.
Can I ask?
To those who thought the PodTaku Christmas special couldn't be topped, I think it
Okay,
just
now, so
happened right
Jeanne,
now.
Can you explain your reasoning behind this? Because I'm very curious.
That's so perfect.
So why do you hate it?
It's like,
Do you think Makoto was a justified character?
wait,
This
you
is
genuinely
No,
think
let her
Makoto
speak.
should've
Let her
died?
speak. Don't give her ideas. Let her speak. I want to hear this.
because it was just so rushed and unrealistic.
Unlike the entire rest of the show.
Gene,
The complete opposite.
the point.
It's so funny because it's like the one thing that Tristan liked about the show, I hated. Tristan, it's not meant to be, man. It's not.
Obviously not. Obviously not, Jeanne.
Oh man,
Damn it.
it's because like I mean, I just didn't feel the emotion in it.
Wait, you don't feel
It
the
just-
emotion?
You don't feel the emotion.
You didn't feel
The
the
anger
emotion
of
in a
Katana
woman.
just stabs
You didn't
the
feel
knife
the
in.
emotion in a woman
Jeanne.
taking out her.
Jeanne.
Oh, wait.
my-
I know why she didn't like it.
Jeanne.
The blood was black.
Jeanne. I don't understand you, Jeanne. I really don't.
I love how we're trying to like deconstruct everything and just trying
The
to
cogs are
understand the
trying to
mind
turn
bit
in
by
our
bit.
brains, but they're getting stuck on something. That something is
Oh
called
my
Jeanne.
god. Oh. What is this, Gina?
Okay,
Listen,
Gene.
Because it's just like, all right, beat you, get off my manu, stab you. Oh, I'm dead though. Oh,
Look. Everything
oh,
that
I'm
led
gonna
up.
chop off your head though. Oh, bring
Everything
you
that
on
le- everything that
boat.
led up
What
to
the
that-
fuck is with the boat? What the fuck is with the boat? What the fuck is with the boat?
Wait,
Jeanne.
you don't know the story behind the boat? Like, wait. Which boat are you talking about? Are you talking about the nice boat, or are you talking about the boat that she just happens to be on while caressing his head?
Aren't they the same thing?
No, they're not.
No.
The nice boat is totally different.
I like
What's
to
the
think
nice
they
boat?
are. I like to think
The
they
nice
are.
boat.
I
Okay,
like
for
to-
those who don't know, the nice boat, quote unquote, is when the last episode of School Days was supposed to air, because there was a recent killing in, I think, like Tokyo or something. The producers considered it too violent for that particular day, and so delayed it by, I think, at least a week, probably a bit more. But since they had to play something, all that was put in place of the entire episodes was a bunch of scenery shots just from around Japan, one of which including a ferry boat going across a stream, to which people commented, "Nice boat."
I like to think the nice boat is actually the same boat that Kotonoha got on. I like
that's
to,
Yeah,
exactly.
headcanon, you can trump that with headcanon. Go nuts.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was. It was just because she was on the boat caressing his head.
I like to think my
That's
head
like,
Wait,
all right.
Jeanne, I like to understand though, if you admitted that Makoto was an absolutely despicable character, wouldn't you feel justified if he got killed the way?
No. Because the girls let it happen
Okay,
also.
that-
It wasn't just him. It takes two to tango, man. I mean, why not
Okay,
kill all the
okay,
bitches?
I'm trying
One
to
of them
contain
being
myself
your
here.
best.
I'm trying to contain
No,
myself.
Sooin. There's no containment necessary. Let it the fuck out. I mean, the girls
Oh, I see
had
where
a
Gina's
fucking
I see
game
where
in it
Gina's coming
too.
from.
So why didn't Sekai fuck up the other bitches? One of them being her best friend, the little fucking lolicon flat-chested bitch. Why didn't he go fucking kill her? Why did she go after the one that he ended up liking in the end?
What do you mean?
Why do you
She
go
didn't go
fuck
after
up the-
anyone else.
Well,
She killed
no.
him.
My rebuttal for that was because
Wait, didn't she kill
Makoto was-
Kotonoha
no.
too?
No.
Well,
Kotonoha
she
Kotonoha
tried to kill
killed her.
Kotonoha, but
No,
Kotonoha killed her
Kotonoha
first.
killed
killed
Sekai
her.
though.
Kotonoha killed
Kotonoha
Sekai
killed
and then
Sekai.
opened up her stomach to prove that she was not pregnant.
That was one of my favorite scenes in anime of
Hold
all
on,
time.
I think.
Jesus
What the
Christ,
fuck
that
did I
scene made
just-
me so. That scene gave me chills.
What?
I won't lie to you all. I watched this series when I was a very young boy, and I shouldn't have watched it at the age I did. But I watched it again about
You should
a
never
year.
have watched it, Jimmy.
Define
Oh,
young.
14.
young?
14.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
poor
wait,
child.
Wait.
I
You watched?
You
Also,
poor
wait, you
boy.
watched School Days when you were 14?
Yeah.
So you pretty much watched it right after it aired.
Yeah. Like I watched. My cousin sent me.
I can't say much different. I watched Elfen Lied when I was 15.
Yo, no. The thing about it is, I watched
Whoa.
it again the day after the PodTaku Christmas special because I just watched that video. I was like, let me watch School Days again, see how bad it was really.
Oh god.
And then I was like, this is amazing. This series gets it, man. Series is pretty freaking
So
good.
wait, did you love it the first time also?
No. First time I thought it was...
So it's
no,
because I told you
There
to
we
go
go.
not
There we
watch
go.
it. You had to go watch it, and suddenly it becomes the messiah of all anime.
No, 'cause
my god, I should have just
Tristan,
shut up
what have
Tristan,
you done?
that's-
from day one.
Tristan, that's
and
fine,
said
considering that
nothing.
Jimmy considered Kill la Kill to save anime.
Oh my god.
Can we not talk about Kill la Kill? Why is every
No, we are not.
No, no,
we're
no,
not
no.
getting into Kill la Kill.
So Jimmy, how do you
Shut
We're
feel
the
not
about
fuck
getting
up,
into
Sooin.
Kill la Kill,
No.
Sooin. We're not doing that. Kill la Kill does not. No. Fuck it. No.
I refuse to give
Yeah.
my opinion on Kill la Kill until it finishes airing.
So if there's anybody else out there that liked School Days but did not like the ending, please let me know in the comment section down below.
Did you like the ending?
Did you like it? Did you like the nice boat?
You
Any
like the nice
credibility you
boat?
just had?
Yeah.
It just went out the
Yo.
Jeanne
window.
hasn't
yeah,
had credibility
okay.
to me for a very long time.
Yeah, I haven't had it.
You might have had credibility with the people who love School Days,
Okay.
but you lost their respect. Just by
Okay,
saying
but like, here's the thing.
Did you
I like School Days because it's realistic, right? That's my main
I thought
reason
we
why I
just-
like it so much.
I thought
and
we just
because
confirmed that it wasn't
had-
realistic.
Depends on what you mean
the
by
ending
realistic.
proves this.
Yes.
What?
The ending proves that it's not realistic.
Exactly, and that's why I didn't like the ending. But
Okay.
the ending doesn't have to be paramount all the time.
Yes, it does.
Uh,
Don't you dare take my words and change them.
Don't you?
Don't
Pretty
you
much
dare,
the ending
Jeanne.
is like when it encapsulates
You-
the entire
Tristan.
series and sums it up as a whole. That's why
You
Tristan,
better not mess.
Tristan.
You better not mess with
it
Tristan.
could be so bad that it's just good.
No, it can't. The only thing that
depends on what
The
you
only
mean by
thing
so
that
bad
Jimmy
is
on
good.
this
Unless you
now.
mean
No,
golden.
yeah,
the
you're
only
right.
thing that's so bad it's good is Mars of Destruction. Okay, that's the only thing that's so bad it's good.
It's so good at being bad.
Like,
Basically.
The only thing that comes to mind is Diabolic Lover
no,
Yeah.
not even that.
and Golden Boy.
How is Golden Boy bad? Sooin.
No. Have any of you seen Ghost Stories dubbed?
Ghost
That's
Stories
bad.
dubbed?
It's good. Ghost Stories with a dub
Oh
is so
yes,
bad.
yes,
it's good.
Ghost Stories.
Oh god, Tristan.
What?
I actually agree.
Yeah!
Holy shit!
No shit!
What
Yo!
is going on?
No shit! Whoa!
Did we just no?
Did you guys just agree on something? This is like the
What
best
is this like a
going on?
This is like the best ever!
I don't get it.
Jimmy.
I'm done.
Jimmy, now we have to
Is
find
it-
something else that we agree
Yeah.
on.
Done.
Yo, Sooin,
Okay, no, I'm not done, but still,
Sooin,
what
let me
is
just test
this
Let me
place?
wait. Okay, I'm just gonna test something out randomly. Okay.
Oh, God.
Sooin, do you like Valve Rave?
Of course I do.
Holy shit! Wow! Wow, it's magic! Holy fuck! It's like magic!
Oh boy.
Feel great.
No, it's funny because Jeanne absolutely hates Valve Rave, and we
Yep.
forced her to watch it.
Yeah, like, damn. Whoa.
No,
Okay.
hang on. I have something to ask.
Here's a threefer.
Wait,
Okay.
Jeanne,
No,
if you
yeah,
like
yeah,
School
yeah.
Days so much, why did you not like episode 10 of Valve Rave?
Because it was just fucking out of nowhere. Just, oh,
Well,
okay.
I'd argue that
That's
School Days is exactly like
School
that.
Days was. That's what
I
School
mean,
Days was.
you know what though? With School Days, yeah, a bunch of shit happened and there was no logical explanation for it at
Same
all.
with Valve Rave.
You cannot explain School Days with logic. It's
Same with
just
Valve Rave.
it's just feeling. But the thing is, Valve Rave like has a story and a plot, and it just kind of threw that
The
at
people
you.
who
Jeanne,
don't,
Jeanne,
like-
if you went into this expecting a plot, you went into it with the wrong mindset.
It's
I'm gonna say
well,
that now.
technically,
Yeah.
it was written by the guy who wrote who wrote one of the best plots in anime
Right.
of all time.
Oh god. You can't say that without telling us what.
It was the Code Geass, obviously. So it's like,
We also have the guy
Obviously.
who wrote
Yeah.
Vivid Red Operation, I believe.
Well, that was my mistake. I went into Valve Rave with like really good
oh,
expectations.
you are expecting Code Geass? Oh no,
Oh,
no.
that
The thing is,
explains
the Geass spark has gone away because after Geass, he made Guilty Crown. So it's like,
Yeah, that's true.
You had to go into it with the Guilty
I think
Crown.
Holden would disagree on you in that Guilty Crown
Yes.
is better.
I did think Guilty Crown was better.
But Holden is not here.
The thing about Valve Rave though is Valve Rave. It's kind of Guilty Crown, but with giant robots as its focus instead of just as something else.
You know what? Haruto
Yeah.
kind of looks the same as Shu now that I think about it.
Yeah, he doesn't.
What?
He? It's the same character
Yeah.
designer.
Pretty much looks
Oh
the same.
yeah, yeah, I could see that. But I don't know. I just sometimes I wish I could explain
Wow.
why I like and don't like things. But
You've
sometimes
tried. We have audio record of it.
Well, you know what? You know what, Jeanne? You're that's kind of your profession. You're an anime critic. That's kind of what you're supposed to be able to do.
I know, but I explain feelings better than logically explaining plots and whatnot.
Well, at least you don't rank everything in colors to match the emotions.
Okay, how did you feel about that scene in episode 10?
I felt like it was fucking stupid as hell. And then what? Okay, Sooin, let's be honest. It's literally 3 seconds and then it moves the fucking screen over to, what was I watching? Some fight going on? Or what was going on? You watched that for the whole entire time after that.
Yep, basically.
Like, you didn't really watch much of anything else, so you didn't really get the whole session in to get any emotions poured into you.
That's interesting. The guy who wrote Guilty Crown, Code Geass, and Valve Rave also wrote episode 5 of Space Dandy.
Yeah, Ichiro Kochi.
I do want to say one more thing. Like with School Days, I guess I also liked it because, I've never watched any hentai before. Okay. So let me throw that out there right now. But also probably because it's like the closest thing I'd ever get to watching something so
Really?
sexual. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Jeanne. When we're done, I'm going to show you a certain thing called. All right, yeah, we're gonna
I don't
figure
know
out.
if I want to.
I'm gonna show you things about that. Like, don't worry. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
We'll talk
All right.
about
So,
that.
is there anything else anybody else wants to say before I believe we should end the podcast?
School Days is shit. Valve is amazing. Jeanne
Yeah.
cannot explain.
Valve is amazing.
that.
School Days is a masterpiece.
I've never seen Valve Rave and School Days from an entertainment standpoint, if not an analytical standpoint.
It's shit.
It's shit. Yeah, we need that. We need that. It's shit button.
Yeah.
I'll add that in post right here. Here we go.
Tristan, I got you covered.
It's shit.
Right. Now, I feel like that I am very stand on my word when I say that School Days is a guilty pleasure of mine. I didn't say it was a masterpiece like Jimmy did, even though Jimmy did say it had its merits and its demerits. I know that School Days isn't really that good when it comes to the story and the plot and the characters. All physical aspects of the show are just about average. Okay? And the ending, to me, personally, in my opinion, was not that good. But I still liked it. And I explained to you all today why I liked School Days so much and why it became my guilty pleasure. So I hope that you all appreciate that. I hope no one ever asks me why School Days is my guilty pleasure ever again, even though I just see the comments pouring right now. You now know the reason why School Days is a guilty pleasure of mine. And that is all I have to say.
Jimmy, can you please explain why you think it's a masterpiece again?
Yeah, one more time.
Because I don't think any of us can register that into our minds,
Because
even Jeanne.
I get it, but I don't agree with it.
I mean, I get School Days is constructed to be something that you have to like. It's just so it rides the line between taking it as a realistic portrayal of high school life and taking it as a deconstruction of harem anime. It rides that line together like so easily, and and all of the negative aspects, they seem like they're really just like completely like, what the fuck were they thinking when they made this? But it ends up being so well crafted. It's really very difficult to explain. I'll actually need a video to explain it in detail. But
You know what you
still,
should do, Jimmy? You should make a review on it.
No, I'm not making a video.
So Jimmy also can't explain logic, as proven here.
By Jimmy Golgia.
May I add?
I explained it. Like I explained.
Yeah, but like not logical. It's feeling. It's feeling.
Yeah,
so you explain your feeling.
It's feeling.
Not
I
logic.
guess.
Okay, I think we can all agree that School Days is definitely an emotional piece. No. Jeanne?
Gene, just
Get the fuck out.
shut the fuck up.
I think we can all agree that School Days is, at some point, an emotional piece, whether it be positive or negative.
Yep.
Okay.
We pretty much agree that, or at least me and Tristan agree that it's a piece of shit emotional-wise. But,
And entertainment-wise,
yes,
specifically.
yeah, exactly. Entertainment and technical standpoint-wise, yes, it is an absolute piece of shit. But, yes, I also do understand why people love it. But we don't have to agree on it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's the thing about divisive works. They're divisive. Like people are meant to hate them and love them. Like.
And with that, thank you for joining us for this wonderful of wonderful J-Takus. I hope you found this enlightening to some
Yes.
description. I am Arkada from Glass Reflection, and with me today has been Jeanne from Anime Appraisal,
All right, guys, and until next time.
Sooin from SICnanigans,
Yeah.
SICnanigans.
Jimmy is still a bassist.
Okay.
And Jimmy from
Ecstasy
Anime
Jimmy.
Editorials.
Thank you. It's been a wonder being, it's been wonderful being in this podcast. Thank you, everyone.
being a part of it. To actually
Listen.
see the amount of what I assume to be fail up close.
So Tristan, how many heart attacks did you just have?
I don't have heart attacks for this bullshit. I just kind of have minor shutdowns of my brain, and then it's just like, you know
many
that
breakdowns?
feeling when you're like driving on the highway and suddenly you just stop.
Yeah,
That's
he needs
what
a
it's
reboot.
kind of like.
It's like just.
It was a little overload
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Tristan
It
today.
can't get any worse, you thought.
couldn't get.
I'm in a podcast with Jeanne. It can always get worse.
Well, to be fair, you had Jimmy also.
Hey.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with Jimmy.
Hey.
I've never had a problem
So
with
Jimmy,
Jimmy.
how do you think?
Exactly.
What do you think of Kill la Kill right now?
Can you stop
God.
it? Can you
It's
stop?
shit.
Can you stop it? I'm not telling anyone why
We're
I think
done.
Kill la Kill.
We're done.
End it on it's shit.
No.